grabs maybe some of your money, free money from the IRS. I'm not kidding. Here with the details, Mattie Duppler, Director of Budget and Regulatory Policy for Americans for Tax Reform. Mattie, welcome back to the show. Who are these people that leave money on the table with the IRS?
Yeah, well, Jerry, I disagree with your categorization of free money. It's actually taxpayers' money that they have not yet claimed from the IRS.
It's unclaimed, though. It's unclaimed, and it's just waiting to be claimed.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost 1 million taxpayers who are actually missing out on their refund from 2010, and the IRS statute states that you can actually have held out for your refund for about 3 years after the actual filing year without any penalties, without any problems with the IRS. All you have to do is go back and get it.
Wait, no penalty? So I forget to file, I don't file, they owe me money, and I don't get in trouble for not filing?
Well, a lot of these people, too, you have to remember, who have some kind of liability but maybe don't realize it and they're getting a refund on top of that, are probably people who are working part-time jobs or maybe kids in college who don't realize that there's money being withheld from their paychecks or don't think that they have enough money to even qualify for a tax return. Of course, if you're making money, you're required to file. That doesn't mean that you owe, and probably a lot of people out there don't really understand the difference.
Let's be honest here. If you owed the money, they'd be coming after you. But because they owe you money, they're not calling you. They're not writing you a letter saying, hey, Jerry, remember 2010? You forgot to file. We owe you some money. That doesn't happen. But it should, shouldn't it? Shouldn't they be calling you and saying, hey, we owe you money? Wouldn't that be the fair thing to do?
Listen, taxes are very confusing for the average American, but the one thing we do know is that Treasury doesn't want to part with any money. It doesn't have to. And that's why they're about to let you know. Unfortunately, the burden of proof essentially here is on the taxpayer to make sure that they're getting their money back. And this really speaks to the complexity and just kind of the ridiculous nature of our tax code. If it's so complex that you can't even figure out how much of your own money you get to hold on to, there's obviously time for a change.
Well, and I couldn't agree with you on that more, and I know our viewers agree. It's time for a change. Got to simplify that tax code, that's for sure. Astonishing to me, though, that people walk away from money that's owed to them. And you can check it out on the website, right? Where do they go?
And the IRS website actually, for all of its complexity, is not so bad. You can go right to irs.gov. They lay it out for you how to check on the status of your return, whether it be for this year or years prior, and they have a help number that you can call too. So a lot of this, I think, too, is just it's very confusing for people who are not maybe just starting to make money, who are working part-time jobs, just don't really understand the tax code. But there's a lot of other things behind having a refund too. Maybe your status changed for filing and you didn't know that your withholding didn't change with it. There's a lot of these kind of nuances that people don't understand and don't really think about until April 15th every year. So if you've already filed something or you forgot to file it on April 15th, already went by and you never had a letter from the IRS, it's probably not in the forefront of your mind.
So if you can't remember what you did in 2010 and you want to know if you're owed money, go to irs.gov, right, Mattie? That's the right place to go? IRS.gov is the right place to go. Just don't call them and ask them a question because they're not really answering questions this year. Mattie, thanks for the help tonight. Great to see you.
Thanks, Jerry. You too.